Hi everyone, this is Jessa and Jasmine Ma from Way to the Well, wishing you a happy summer solstice. And my mission is to help light workers just like you live a life of abundance and joy through the development of our own spiritual gifts. Since today is a solstice, I'm sitting here in the beautiful sunshine in my backyard. I have a few crystals here that will help me soak in some sun, and on the days where I feel a little bit down, I will have these crystal stills to remind me of the warmth and of the delight that I take in being outside in the sun. And these crystals are tiger's eye. I also have golden topaz. I have some citrine and some jewelry with amber, and also a little bit of gold. So those are crystals that I lay out here on a golden tablecloth, and the ritual and the meditation that I've done earlier is just going to anchor that sunshine into my life for the rest of the year. And I'm taking some of that sunshine and sending it to you via this video wherever you are in the world, whatever day it is in the years. So I'm doing a quick oracle card reading today using once again my trusted soul coaching oracle card by Denise Lynn. And the purpose of the reading today is to see how we can bring more abundance in our life, because the summer solstice is about fertility. It's about bringing in focused action, focused decision, and also bringing the abundance that we want to harvest later on in the year. So for the first card, Spirit is telling us, and isn't this a beautiful solstice card today with the sunflowers? So embracing. I embrace and love all of my life. And this is something that I've been talking about to my light workers lately. And we've had a shadow meditation earlier because it was Friday the 13th with the full moon, and we were all feeling the icky vibrations of Mercury retrograde and Neptune retrograde. And the big message here that is just being emphasized again is that it's important to embrace not only our light, but also our shadows. We are both at every time. We are not only day, we are also night. To be whole, to feel fulfilled, we need to be able to look at all of our aspects, the good and what we judge as not being good. And it's important to realize that this is a judgment that we put upon ourselves, that we judge it as not being good enough. Instead, what we could do is to look at the gift behind the shadow. So for instance, Debbie Ford was one of my first teachers in terms of shadow work. And she was telling of a time in her life where she was working, doing some retail, selling some clothes, and somebody told her that she was a real bitch. And she was really upset with that because nobody really wants to be called a bitch. But then Debbie Ford learned that being a bitch is a good thing once in a while, because it's that assertiveness that you need to tap into. For instance, when the delivery guys would come and they would leave the boxes at the curb instead of bringing them in the store where they were supposed to. She was able to tap into that inner bitch and say, "Excuse me, please bring those boxes in. This is where you're supposed to be delivering them." So it's about assertiveness, and especially in women, we have learned not to be assertive. So you see, there's always a gift in a shadow. There's always a gift in this aspect of ourselves that we judge not good enough. And so instead of being hard on ourselves and saying that it's not good enough, that it's my fault, that I'm guilty, let's see what the gift is and celebrate the gift. Embrace all of your life. Embrace your sun. Embrace your light. Shine your light. But also celebrate your shadows, because there's incredible strength in the shadows. And we really need to tap into that as well. It brings more strength. And because it brings you more strength, it brings more courage. And with all of that, it brings more abundance in our lives. The second card is another action that we can do right now to help us bring more abundance and direction in our life. And this card is to focus. All of my thoughts are directed toward my highest good. And so as this is a summer solstice again, this is a time where outdoors, especially in the northern hemisphere, we are working our gardens. We're pulling out the weeds. So take this metaphor into your life. Weed out those thoughts that don't nourish your soul. Weed out those actions, those items that you have in your calendar that don't fulfill your soul. And focus your thoughts, focus your emotions, focus your actions onto your highest good. It takes some weeding, it takes practice, it takes dedication. Being a light worker is not a weekend thing where you go for a training and then you're a light worker. Just like you don't become a Zen monk in a weekend, you don't become a circus artist in a weekend. It takes focused action, focused decision, and these are the energies that the sun can lend us today. Now, the next action and the possible outcome of all of this, of embracing our light, embracing our shadows, focusing on what is the best in our life, it's going to help us surrender to the divine. We had a Lightworker development program this morning, and we talked about that. We need to surrender to the inner guidance. Being guided, living in our life, is not always about directing with our mind. It's not about directing with our ideas. We clear the ideas, we focus, but then we have to let go. We have to surrender the outcome. We have to trust that everything is for the highest good. Everything is happening in divine purpose according to divine plan. All is well. We are taken care of. We are divine children of God, and she takes care of her flock. So there you go. We need to embrace ourselves fully, completely, and because we will be in a place of more self-love, we'll be able to surrender to the love of the divine. And as we surrender to the love of the divine, it brings more grace and more joy into our life. It simplifies everything, and it just helps us share our gifts even more, because then we're not stuck in the shadows. We celebrate the shadows, and we're not stuck in the, oh, I'm not good enough, and who do I think I am, thinking that I can teach light workers, that I can communicate with deceased loved ones, that I can heal pets. When we're in a place of self-love, because we embrace our light and our shadows and we surrender to divine love, we know that we are only a channel of the divine. We do the best that we can, and that is good enough. That is all that is asked of us. And so, from the beauty and sunshine in my garden, I am wishing you a very happy summer solstice, or a very happy winter solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere. Enjoy the day. Soak in the sunshine and keep sun for the rainy days in your life. Much love from my heart to yours. Bye now.